Well, hello, beautiful people. How we doing today? We are back at it. We are on the book. Excuse me. Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn, and we are well into it. This is actually part 16 of how many? Who knows how many parts? But I hope you guys are really enjoying it. Last we left off, Father Fred, Pastor Fred. He was Mr. Schleplock. He was the one who didn't even realize it, but everything he thought about was negative. So I really hope that you guys did some soul searching yesterday. Just to kind of notice, where are my thoughts? Am I really thinking majority of time negative, right? Because that is really the key in understanding, and you want to raise that awareness. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about and the importance of raising your awareness, there's a video that I'll post up here that talks about, and I'll put it at the end too, that basically talks about the four stages to change, and understanding that denial is a first stage, right? Because if you don't even know that you don't know, like, there's nothing you can do to change. And that's where Father Fred was, right? But once you can be aware of it, now you can start to make those changes. And then if you want to, now you're going into stage two, and then eventually go into the other stages. So again, if this doesn't make any sense, I'll post a video so you guys can actually see that for yourself. So we are going to go ahead and get into part 16 of this book. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Definitely take notes. Come back to these. And like I said, I'm pushing out these every single day. So hopefully you're not watching these on a playlist, but if you are, hey, however you get it, that's your life, right? That's on you, and how you live your life. But I recommend trying to do this every day if you can, or not getting too far behind or trying to want to binge, because binging, it's just statistically it doesn't work. You're not going to remember anything. All right, so here we go.
Don't wants. There's only one place negative energy, all negative energy, comes from: our don't wants. Sometimes we call it guilt, other times we call it fear, or blame, or worry, or doubt. But for now, so that we can stay out of all the hackneyed psychiatrist junk, we're calling it all don't wants. Hard as it may be to believe, the majority of our daily thoughts, and therefore feelings, are about things we don't want, big and little, here and there, now, back then, and in the future. This kind of thinking is endless, mostly automatic and unconscious, and horrendously restraining. Take a look.
Mm.
We don't want to drive to work in bad weather. We don't want to be late to work. We don't want to displease the boss. We don't want to have the drought continue. We don't want to buy bad meat at the store. We don't want to look bad. We don't want to have our kids hurt. We don't want to get the flu. We don't want to get fired. We don't want to stand in a long line. We don't want to get up in the morning.
Mm.
We don't want any more bills. We don't want to live in such a cold climate. We don't want the light to turn red. We don't want to get a divorce. We don't want to fail the test, etc., 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 etc.
Wow.
Now, granted, one or two of those things listed are nothing but choices we're making in the moment. So they're not going to elicit much emotion from us, and therefore not do much damage. But as inconsequential as the rest of those items may seem, they definitely are not.
Mm.
Focus on any one for any length of time, and you'll see it in your face before you know what hit you. Even worse, the collective power of all the personal conscious and unconscious don't wants we spew out energetically all day long becomes the vibrational mixture that makes up our individual world. Like it or not, that mix is normally negative.
See?
Take, for instance, all those stale cobwebs from our past, our if onlys.
Mm.
If only I had had different parents. If only I had gone to college. If only I hadn't married that one.
Right.
If only I had taken that job. If only I hadn't switched lanes. If only, if only, if only. If onlys are simply the past tense of don't wants.
Hmm.
I didn't really want those parents. I didn't want to have to search for work without a degree. I didn't want an unhappy marriage. I didn't want such a poor paying job. I didn't want to get in a car accident, but I switched lanes. And then there are all those tricky negative wants, which are nothing more than don't wants in disguise.
Hmm.
I want to get well. I want to get out of debt. I want to lose weight. I want to stop smoking. I want our lousy marriage to shape up. I want my spouse to get a better job. You may think you're being positive by not stating a don't want, but where's your focus?
Mm.
It's taken dead aim on precisely what you don't want any more of in your life. And since we get what we focus on, hello, here it comes to meet you.
Wow.
Now, I'd be the first to agree with you when you protest that you are not a negative person. Most of us are not, thank God, like Father Fred. We enjoy life the best we can. We thrill at the sight of a sunset. We toss small fish back into the water. We're pleased when friends get promoted. We laugh at our kids' unfunny jokes. We enjoy going out on Friday nights. We take pride in our accomplishments. We give credit where credit is due. We do what we can to bring joy into the lives of others as well as ourselves. And yet, our endless life focus has been on don't wants. We don't want to have to work so hard. We don't want our car to break down. We don't want this and don't want that all day long, which just magnetizes in more of whatever it is we're not wanting. Let's say there's something about your job you don't like, or you drive a broken down car, or you've got a mate who's driving you bonkers. And let's say you think about this don't want again and again. Well, each time you go back to that subject and add another 16 seconds to it with some juiced up emotions, you're not only growing it and adding more power to it, you're making it a whole lot easier to think about. Whoa. Like cutting a trail in the jungle. You swack here and swack there, and pretty soon you have a nice clean path on which to trek back and forth. So you do, on the same subject. You think about it and think about it and think about it until pretty soon it's so easy to think about, you can hardly get it out of your head. And before you know it, the very thing you haven't wanted to happen has. If you don't want, real bad, to have your new car nicked, you're a shoo-in to attract a matching vibration called jerk in parking lot. If you don't want, real bad, unpleasant neighbors to move in next door, you're ripe for attracting nerds with barking dogs and keeping them there.
Yeah.
If you don't want, real bad, any more problems with bills, those problems are sure to get worse. If you don't want, real bad, to be alone for the holidays, all right, you get the picture. Whatever you include in your vibration for 16 seconds or longer is on its way to you, whether you like it or not. So when you're talking about all the things you don't want and flowing out only 16 seconds of feeling each time you talk about one of them, that thing has now become a part of you, part of your everyday vibration. Pretty soon you're living it, not liking it at all, vibrating it, talking about it, complaining about it, stewing over it, and making it an even stronger match to your daily vibration than it was in the first place. You are vibrating with the very thing you do not want.
Hmm.
Now that thing can't leave you. It is part of you. No matter how much you keep grumbling over it or worrying about it, it cannot leave. It is now included within your everyday vibration. And the more you live it, focus on it, and brood over it, the stronger your vibration becomes to match and hold this thing you want so badly to get rid of.
All right. Oh my
There's
goodness.
more.
This is so powerful. I know, don't shoot the messenger. I hate to leave you guys hanging there, but this is why we're doing it, right? Just to keep it in spurts. I think it's awesome that you guys are excited just like I am because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I want to hear more." But no, we're learning this together. This is, we don't want to satisfy our instant gratification. We want to sit with information. This is why I'm telling you, binge watching is a horrible thing to do, but this portion is so powerful. I definitely say you guys keep coming back and listening to this, and I'm going to keep listening to this, because this is it right here, right? I mean, who can relate? Comment down below. All those don't wants. I don't want this. And what are you focusing on, right? It's that whole saying of like, you tell a kid, don't spill the milk, don't spill the milk, but what are we focusing on? Right, so this is again that second part of the four parts of change, and understanding that you have to be aware in order to make the changes. So this right here is the key to getting to second step. Now you're no longer in denial, you now see it, you now know it, and this is why you're attracting what you're attracting, and you add 17 seconds to it, right? And then sure enough, it's going to keep attracting back to you. And then what we're going to learn in the later chapters is how to stop it and what to do so that we can get to level 3 and to level 4, and then now we're just manifesting all the time. So I hope you guys are really excited. Definitely come back again tomorrow. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell if I haven't already told you guys. Comment down below. Keep focusing in, thinking about and noticing, what are my thoughts? Are they negative? Because we don't even realize it half the time. But again, that's step one. I'm going to post that video so that you guys can be sure to watch that video next if you have time, if you haven't already seen it. And until next time, you guys make it a great day. Take care. Bye bye.